So let's talk about pancakes and arm wrestling, aka vitamin S, aka Flintstone gummies, whatever you want to call it. Now, Devin has essentially forged the term pancakes for what we all know is something other than pancakes. But why am I natural? So I am natural. I posted a picture on my community tab saying I'm a little over 3 years into the sport of arm wrestling. I'm eager to see where I'll be by year 5. I'm a lifetime natural. I want to see how far I can take in the sport that I absolutely love. Thank you to anyone who has supported me along the way. So seemed to be a controversial response in the comments section. So let's go through some of these comments because it's interesting. So I truly believe that by year 5, if you work hard enough and conquer enough enemies, you'll get close to having a beard as great as Gennadi's. Yeah, that's my goal one day, to have a beard just half as good as Gennadi's. A lot of supportive comments here. Some of the homies, you'll be the next Ryan Bowen, said someone. That's funny. I've been training natural since 4 years, and I'm not half as big. Shit is so unfair. Genetics are a huge factor, but I've been training since 16 religiously. I mean, every single pretty much 5 to 7 days a week for literally 7 to 8 years consistently. For arm wrestling, 3 years. At the start it was kind of on and off. For the past year it's been pretty consistent with table training, basically weekly as much as I can. There's been some breaks where I've gone a month or two without it, but for the most part if I'm not training arm wrestling, I'm in the gym either way. So, and yes, I am lifetime natural. That is correct. But let's go through some more of these comments. You have huge potential. Zurab, better watch out when he turns into the dark side. Yeah. Natty, respect. The fact that when somebody has a good body for today's standards makes people think he or she takes drugs is pretty insane to me. I agree. It's like people don't believe that exercise and diet will make you look good, but after you take steroids, you magically become Hulk the following day. Yeah, I just think people don't understand what can be achieved naturally. Maybe a lot of it is a genetic factor, of course, but I mean, if you don't put in the work, you don't even know what your body is fully capable of. So people, want to make excuses and just have a weak mentality when it comes to this topic. We got a comment here. Way too many young people die taking gear. Better off staying natural. Yep, that's why I'm natural right now. And if I ever were to take stuff, it would be in a smart way, not recklessly. But the thing about arm wrestling is that all these guys in the East versus West, these top promotions, I would say 90% are taking stuff. Now, that is not necessarily everybody. If you look at the World Arm Wrestling Federation, their competitions, technically you're supposed to be natural. They do drug tests, but they're like sporadic. There isn't the funding to thoroughly test with foolproof testing, because that costs a lot of money. But in leagues like East versus West, King of the Table, the large majority of these guys are obviously taking gear, and that's pretty well known. But for my goals, I'm 240 pounds. I want to be one of the top guys at my weight class, and I think it's more reasonable to be natural as a weight class arm wrestler as opposed to super heavyweight, because super heavyweight is just, you're testing the ultimate peak strength of the human body, and it's going to take some supplementation to really push that level to an extreme level that isn't achievable naturally. But I think the thing about arm wrestling, which is fantastic, is that a lot of it is tendon strength, and it takes years to develop your tendons, and that means that you can go a long way as a natural athlete. I believe there's guys like Krasimir Kostadinov, who is natural. That Bulgarian guy, Jordan Sonev, also believe is natural. Believe Angarbayev, most likely natural. Crazy George, most likely natural. I mean, again, you can't say with certainty, but people are so quick to speculate. And you'll have people even in the comments on this, oh, no, Krasimir's on shit too, Angarbayev's on shit too, or whoever it may be. I mean, the topic gets controversial, but the fact is that you can push your body pretty far naturally, especially if you have good genetics. Genetics are a huge factor. So if you have dog shit genetics and you see someone who is natural with, amazing physique or super strong, you might be quick to assume that they're not, when in fact you don't know how they've been training. You don't know that they were just born strong like that. Like guys like Ronnie Coleman, even before they started taking gear, they're already so much higher on the genetic playing field than the average person. So that's something to consider. But let's go through some more of these comments here. Yeah, okay, bud. You're about as natural as a socially awkward person in a conversation. So he doesn't believe I'm natural. This guy doesn't either. No way you're natural. TRT isn't natural, bro. You look like a tank. Holy. How long have you been training? So I've been training, as I said, 7 years, 7 to 8 years in the gym, 3 years for arm wrestling. We got you look like Ryan Bowen before he even heard of arm wrestling. What else we got? I doubt Natty if you're not like 5'6". I'm actually 5'3". Thanks for the comment there. You're Natty like up until you started arm wrestling serious. No, I'm lifetime natural. We got now here we get into the funny comments here. No fucking way that's natural born with grape eggs. Laughing emoji, laughing emoji, laughing emoji. Steroids, what the F, okay? We got it's way past the time of lying about that shit. Don't end up completely hated like Liver King and others. No one gives a shit. It takes literally nothing away from the hard work because you take something. Only idiots think steroids or test is something magical that you don't have to actually have serious dedication to make work. Would just delete, honestly. Well, I would delete it, but it's true, and I stand by it. I am a natural, lifetime natural, so it's funny how people on the internet make comments like they understand you better than you understand yourself. It's hilarious, you know, especially when you know something and then somebody else like, you know, assumes to know something when they don't know anything whatsoever and they're projecting their own thoughts in a comment section. Bro isn't natty, and that's fine. He's most likely on test. No hard cycles, though. But it's like, okay, yeah, you know exactly. You know, yo, he's most likely on this. He's most likely on that. You know, he's probably on this, too. Like, you know, internet experts at the end of the day. It's funny, but I like it. I like the trolling. You know, if you're part of this generation, you just have to embrace the fact, especially if you're on social media, that you're going to get all sorts of comments and trolls and stuff like that. But, hey, they're fans at the end of the day, so I appreciate you guys. Bro isn't natty, and that's fine. He's most likely on test. No hard cycles, though. But there really isn't much point to lie anymore, bro. It doesn't matter you use, but that much muscle mass and being as lean as you are, and the fact you pointed out being natural on your own without anyone asking you, kind of suspicious, bro. Those shoulders don't lie either. Okay? So someone who doesn't believe I'm natural, we got, yeah, lifetime natural, meaning you're only taking tests, D-ball, and DECA. Sure thing, buddy. We got RVJ 2.0. So I like mentioning it that I'm natural because, well, I am, and I'm proud of that because I have been obsessed with training, like I said, 7 to 8 years with the gym and then arm wrestling the past 3 years. And, you know, it's all from hard work. It's all from discipline. If half the people out here with these fucking ignorant comments did half the training I did, maybe they'd look like something. But, you know, I've ate 5 to 6 meals a day for 6-7 years now straight. I've been in the gym like every day, progressive overload, you know, very intentionally training with a goal. So I'm going to show a video. This is me on my YouTube channel. This was about 2 years ago I uploaded this video, but this is my transformation from 16 to 20. So you'll see this is what I look like at 16 here. Super skinny. I weighed about 160 pounds, 6'1" for reference. So super lean, 160 pounds at 6'1". Playing soccer, no lifting experience whatsoever. So then I started lifting. Here's me again at 17. Here's me at 17, about a year of lifting experience, maybe a little less. I started gaining muscle, and then here's 17, 18. Arms started getting bigger. Here's me at 18. I have super long arms, but I started gaining muscle. Here's me at 18 once again. Started really filling out my shape. Here's me at 19. Started gaining even more muscle. I was probably about 210 pounds by now. And then, yeah, about 210. Went from 160 to here I'm about 240, 230, 240. Probably 220 in some of these pictures. And benching 365 was what I hit at like 19. I hit 315 at 18 years old on bench press. So again, if these people in the comments put in half the work that I did, then they would probably have a better physique and at least not project their insecurities of themselves into the YouTube comment section. But there's always going to be those people. It is what it is. I just want to share my transformation because I'm very proud of it. Like I said, I've been training very hard. Fitness has been an absolute passion of mine, obsession of mine. Since I started at about 16 years old, I've been hooked on fitness, and then I found arm wrestling 3 years ago. So that's when I got hooked on arm wrestling, and the progression has been very significant in the past 3 years in arm wrestling, and I'm looking forward to it progressing even more. That's what I love about arm wrestling, is that it's a tendon strength that grows, and it takes years for your tendons to develop. So even as a natural athlete with a lot of years of experience in arm wrestling, you can get very good. And if we look at my first tournament here, this is me with like several months, couple months experience. So you'll get a sense of where I was coming from. Again, a couple months of arm wrestling experience. I've been in the gym, but in terms of arm wrestling, only several months. This was like early 2020. I pulled the super heavyweight class and the 230 class. This is an amateur tournament, but you can see this is my left arm. I had some pretty decent hand control there, even on these super heavyweight guys. Hand control on this dude, complete hand control. And then this dude, this big Georgian dude, took his hand out of the straps, then he got in the straps, and he was able to use side pressure. I wasn't able to roll him enough, but this dude, I beat this dude as well. And I was about 230 going against some of the super heavyweight guys, but you get a sense for my transformation. I'll show you. This is me with another year experience, so about a year and a half experience arm wrestling. This is one of my training partners, Mark from Bakersfield, I used to train with. So here's me with a year and a half arm wrestling experience. And I was separating a lot, using my muscle instead of staying tight and moving my whole body as one. But I was, I had a decent amount of muscle, so I was able to use that as an advantage. But when I first arm wrestled with him, when I first started, he was like destroying me pretty much. Like some of the first practices, until I actually learned some basic techniques and stuff like that. Here you can see my left was, even with a year and a half experience, pretty decent at going in the hook here and transitioning out into the top roll. So, I just became absolutely obsessed with arm wrestling, just like I did with fitness when I started fitness. So I wanted to make a video on the natural or not topic because it tends to be controversial, but I'm not going to shy away from a controversial topic. And I think a lot of people in arm wrestling, as I said, are using at the high levels, but you don't necessarily have to. And I'm a living proof of that. I've beaten plenty of guys who are taking stuff, and I intend on doing that even more and staying natural as long as I can. I wouldn't rule out taking stuff one day to climb the ranks in a super heavyweight class, but as long as I'm a weight class arm wrestler at 240, there isn't really much reason for me to take stuff because I'll get way too massive. I already have to cut down when I have to make 230 or 235, which I don't even feel like having to cut down for that because I like eating whatever I feel like eating, and I stay pretty lean at 240. So that's it for the video on whether I'm natural or not. Yes, I am a lifetime natural. I intend on staying natural for, until I can at least top the 240-pound rankings, maybe several years or so from now. And then from there, if I want to go to the super heavyweight class and eat a lot of pancakes with maple syrup, then, who knows. But no plans on it in the near future whatsoever. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, me showing my transformation from when I started in fitness and showing one of my first tournaments that I had recorded and some early training footage. If you want to see any more training footage of me, let me know, or any videos you want to see in general, or if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. Are you guys natural? Let me know. And do you guys still think I'm natural, or am I a fake natty in arm wrestling? Let me know. I won't shy away from this topic because, like I said, I am a lifetime natural, and is what it is. You want to accept it or you don't want to accept it, that's up to you, man. That's up to you. But I love this sport. I'm only getting started, and I'm really excited for the next 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, decade, 10, 2 decades, 3 decades. longevity in the sport is something that you can achieve, as shown by John Brzenk at like 58, Devin, almost in his 50s, and guys who are older being at a high level still, because that tendon strength is significant, all that years and years of arm wrestling. So thank you guys for watching. My natty arms will catch you later.